Floyd Molemela here, architectural designer from Design Factory Studio, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to Design Factory Studio. My name is Floyd Molemela. I'm from Siabuswa, 0472, Kofa number DJ. Shout out to Session Madness. If you haven't checked out Session Madness, please check them out. Deep house lovers, you're gonna feel right at home. Anyway, long story very short. Growing up, I used to watch my father sketching and painting, and yeah, like it always intrigued me. And then I remember came around about when Dragon Ball Z was still the thing, you know. One day I asked him to draw me Goku, and he was like, nah man, go draw him yourself, you know. I'm like, man. But anyway, I went and I started, I tried, and little did I know, like I actually started getting a hang of it, you know. So ever since then, I've been sketching, I've been drawing, I've been doing this and doing that. And then when it came time to choose a career, all I knew is that I wanted to do something that allowed me to sketch. So initially, I wanted to go study car design, but after considering and thinking that, to study car design, I either need to go to like the US or the UK or Germany, somewhere overseas. Man, as a small boy from like a farm town, it wasn't gonna work, And then when I started checking around, architecture was the next best thing. I went to a open day in TUT, but I saw what those people were doing with sketches, and I was hooked. And shout out to TUT, by the way. Anyway, in 2010, I landed in Pretoria. 2011, I started studying architecture in TUT. 2016, I graduated with a degree in architecture, and I started working. So I worked, and in 2017, we registered Design Factory Studio, and we've been operating slowly. Some small projects here and there, some slightly bigger ones here and there, but it was never full time, And then in 2024, I took a corporate job in corporate Santon, and it was quite an eye-opening experience. If anybody ever asks me about the company that I used to work for, I stand for the company. It's a great company. If you ever got a job and you ask me about like where I used to work, listen, I would definitely recommend that, go take that job, provided that the job is exactly what you want. But I think for me, being there, it really opened my eyes to say, nah man, I can't leave Design Factory and commit to corporate. And then I quit and I went back to Design Factory, and I decided I'm gonna push Design Factory full time, and I'm gonna start this channel, which is what brought me here today. So in any case, in the previous video, you saw me going to a site in the north of Pretoria, in the Montana areas there, Zambezi. There's a client, him and his wife, they're looking to build a 4-bedroom house. So I went, I checked it out, I got the brief, and what I'm gonna be showing you in this video is essentially my design process. After coming back from site, after getting all the information, I hop onto Tshwane GIS. I do a lot of my work in Tshwane, in the Pretoria areas anyway. So I hop onto Tshwane GIS, I check out the site, I see what the neighbors are doing, I see the extent of the site and everything. From there, I start sketching, with their accommodation list. Essentially, we call it the program, the accommodation list. Basically, what rooms do you want? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? How many garages? What do you want? Cinema, gym, that type of thing. And then I start sketching it all, I believe every design process must start with the pencil. And so I'm showing you that in my process. So from sketching, we hop onto CAD. Listen, I'm gonna out myself here. You know what? I use ArchiCAD. I believe that ArchiCAD is the most superior architectural program out right now. I know all of you Revit users are gonna come for me, but you know what, Revit is too much. It's too much. How do you even model interiors with Revit type of thing, But anyway, it's an argument for another day. You guys can come for me in the comments, but I still stand up. ArchiCAD is the most superior. So I model it on ArchiCAD, some trial and errors and stuff, and then eventually we move on to producing the renders. So yeah, man, please stay tuned. I don't work alone. I've got my boy Arnaldo. Arnaldo Trindade. So Arnaldo is my technical bra. He's a mamba when it comes to, everything technical. So in my team is myself, is Arnaldo, and then I've got my boy Tidimano Tabane. So essentially we are a design build company. So we do architecture, interior design, and construction. It starts with myself and Arnaldo, and then from there, eventually we're gonna throw it to Tidi's end, and then he's going to be essentially in charge of like the construction and everything. But everything happens in-house. We found that by doing that, it's so much easier to control the design and the translation process from what we've designed on paper and on CAD to what eventually gets built is a nice and seamless, and it translates exactly the way that we want it to translate, I just mentioned myself, I mentioned Arnaldo, and I mentioned Tidimano, but there's a host of other people that we work with. I've got Imanrenchia, Masheng, Emiyems. She's also part of Design Factory. She's my partner, my personal partner, but also my business partner as well. She runs the office and everything social media, everything digital. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna plug you with her details. She has authored a company called Just Me Studio. It sells everything. Basically, it caters to women. If you want to look good, if you want to feel good, if your image, shit, what is your company even about? Listen, it's a store. It's an online store for women. So she's selling handbags, she's selling perfumes, she's selling hats. Listen, I'm gonna drop a link somewhere in the comments, and then check out her store. Wonderful stuff. I'm actually going to be partnering with her as well in the near future to sell merch, for Design Factory Studio as well. So let me know if you guys are going to be interested in buying some merch for Design Factory. Yeah, man, I think I've wrapped it up. Please check out the video. I hope you do enjoy it. Please interact with me. Please comment, comment below. Commenting. Give me your thoughts, give me your thoughts, and then I'll see you essentially on the next video. All right, hoping you guys enjoy it.